He had the voice of a seasoned knight. "Sit down, lad, and share a slice of apple," Leinad said, as my mouth became wet in anticipation of the tart fruit. His worn hands worked the knife firmly and delicately to produce 8 perfect slices.
"Sir Leinad, please tell me again about the mighty sword,"
I pleaded, as he slid a cracked wooden bowl across the table with the green apple slices. I thanked him and took a small nibble of my first slice to allow my mouth a chance to recover from the blast of sweet taste that flooded my tongue and cheeks. His silver hair seemed to betray the heart of a mighty warrior within. Though fairly old, his shoulders were broad and his arms were strong. The firewood he chopped was an easy challenge for him, and the blade of the axe landed on its target every time. His brown, gentle eyes were framed by tan wrinkles that ran toward his temples. They were gentle eyes that I could gaze into and not turn away. At times during his orations, they became a living canvas that revealed love, pain, courage, and fear. As an elderly man, he was stately. The years of age only slightly masked what I knew was once a very handsome young man. "Ah, Cedric, my dear boy," he said, and lowered himself into an adjacent chair on my right. It faced him toward a window that looked south to the sea, which was just beyond one's vision. "That is a story worth its telling." A veteran hand landed on my shoulder, and his smile accompanied a wink. "It was a new beginning for the people, the dawn of a new kingdom." Leinad's story is one of knights, swords, treachery, and love. There is no story like it, and though it is my beginning, it is his story. A story that must not be forgotten. Chapter 1. Vision Search. The razor-sharp tip of the sword screamed deathly close to Leinad's chest as he quickly recovered from a foolish, overextended thrust which was aimed for his opponent's torso. "I'll never underestimate his speed again," thought Leinad, as the young lad carefully took up his position once again, facing the older man. A quick exchange of cuts and parries ensued, with no clear advantage. The older man advanced an attack with seasoned experience, carefully but aggressively. Leinad countered each attack with precision and confidence as he gave slightly, waiting for the expended energy in such an attack to take its toll on the muscled frame of the older man. At 16 years old, Leinad was just a boy to some, but his daily training by his mentor had developed extreme strength and discipline in him before his time. There it was. The first hesitation in his opponent's volley of cuts was a clear indication to Leinad that his attack was ending. He had studied his opponent carefully, and knew that if he was to be victorious in this grueling battle, he had to capitalize on such a moment as this. Leinad did not wait for the offensive attack by his opponent to completely end. As he deflected the last cut to his left, Leinad powerfully and quickly rotated his body one full circle, which doubled the force of his blade as it raced towards the older man's stomach. He risked momentary unprotected exposure of his back based on the fatigue he sensed in his opponent. If he miscalculated, he would die. If he was successful, the fight would be over, and he would be the victor. As he neared completion of the circling maneuver, Leinad twisted his head and led with his eyes to pinpoint the target for his following sword to strike. Leinad was sure that it was impossible for the older man to retreat quickly enough to avoid his deadly blow. Within a fraction of a moment, Leinad's fear gripped him. His sword was screaming towards nothing but air, and his opponent was gone. The older man had dropped to one knee and began raising his sword for protection as he saw the deadly arc of Leinad's sword.